Sometimes you call it a lifestyle startup. And that's a warning sign, not a good one. The founders are too focused on going around networking too early.
So we're presented to you 6 different episodes on how to become an angel investor. It's been so interesting listening to Kat explaining, both for you as a business lawyer, but also as an angel investor. So, I feel more equipped than ever to start now.
Good, really good.
We share strategies, tips, and tricks and such things. So, I'm going to share an example with you. So, let's say that I'm interested in a company. It's a food tech company. A very famous person is behind the company. She's now retiring, but she worked as a chef all over the world. And now she's creating like a food tech app where you can buy local produced food. So you can have it in your community worldwide. So it's like put together different farmers and if you have fruits and stuff.
Okay.
And I got the opportunity to invest because I known her from when I worked in real estate, but I do not have any like competence about food tech or food or restaurants, except that I had like locals that I was giving her. So I got the opportunity and she asked if I was interested because I had 2 million that I sold some properties. So I can do something with them. So what am I gonna do? So I learned a lot from all the things that you shared. And also there is 2 really important person that backing this company as well. Like a really good marketing person named Lily Zhang. And then we have a really good SEO that called Max Harper. And he's been creating like unicorn businesses.
Okay.
So I'm interested in starting to invest. And now that I learned so much.
You talk about the tech company. How far along are they?
In the beginning.
Do they have actual technology or do they aim to develop it?
No, they have technology.
They have developed technology.
Yeah.
So that's a plus when you look at the due diligence. You want to see proof of that. Can they show you something concrete about that technology that makes it unique and protected?
I haven't watched that. But I can do that. I can ask for it.
Good. And when you look at the team, you mentioned that she's a famous chef, so she has that competence, that good reputation. You mentioned she was backed by 2 other angel investors already. And what typically you say, look at the team when you do the due diligence, right? I'm going to say, if you're an early angel investor, do not expect a perfect team.
Okay.
Too early, you will not have a team. Instead, look at her. What was her name?
Isabella Legrand.
Isabella.
Yeah.
So is Isabella the type of person that you feel can attract and build the perfect team along the way?
I think she is.
Yeah.
Definitely.
So she has experience, reputation, and you think she's the one that can build the team, realize that she does not know it all. So that's really good.
Yeah.
And then when it comes to due diligence and the pitch deck, I guess they showed you?
Yes, I actually got one of those.
Did you feel that it was clear what market they addressed, the total addressable market they call it? You said it was worldwide.
Yes. So I have some question because they didn't talk about like specifics on how to do it in other countries and such things. Can I ask for that?
I love that because a typical problem will be that the total addressable market, either it's too small, you're solving a brilliant problem, but there's no market for it, or you take everything is the total addressable market. And that's not realistic.
No, it sounds too big.
Exactly. So is it a realistic total addressable market? And is it realistic, the share of that they think they can take? So that's something you can ask Isabella.
Yeah, I will do that. And then the next thing I was thinking about is all the documents. So, I asked for cap table if there were other people involved.
Yeah, and you mentioned that there were 2 other backers. So it would be brilliant for you to see the cap table, see the shareholders agreement, and understand how big investors are they. Because I typically, personally, when I invest in a company, you say, look at the team and everything. I typically look at what other angels are in. And I know most of you think the same way. Because if you have really good angel investors, you need to make your own assessment. But that will be a good starting point. Because they have the network and experience that you can draw from. So when I've invested in food companies, fast-moving consumer goods, actually. I've invested alongside angels who have done investments in other fast-moving consumer goods companies who have become unicorns. And I feel that that's a good receipt, kind of a good telltale sign. So that can be good. Look at the cap table, look at the shareholders agreement, see how involved they are. Are they on the board? Are they contributing, or is she only using their name, really?
I should really look on that one.
Yeah.
And then they were asking about like how I want to participate. I mean, how if I want to be a passive or active investor. And I don't really know how to think there because I don't know so much about food tech. So what can I bring to the table?
Well, you mentioned you come from retail.
Yes.
And you mentioned you had already helped them a bit with facilities.
Yes.
Was it the offices or
Offices
warehouse?
and 2 restaurants.
Okay, yeah.
But I wasn't too involved in like the restaurant building, but
you help with the network,
Yes.
the introduction. That's fantastic. Typically, that would be what a company wants. And we talked about doing angel investments that do give return of investment has 2 sides. It would be the quantitative aspect. Most startups do fail, but if you do many, you will find a good one. But also qualitative aspect and doing the due diligence, evaluating the company, but also contributing is a way to enhance the chance that that startup will be a success. So if you have a network that's relevant and that's not her own, that will be really helpful, and that can really be a value add for you.
Yeah, so then I can be like an active investor.
Yeah.
Because I really want to do that because I'm very interested in the company.
And actually, when you start as an angel investment, the first investment can actually be kind of advertising money for yourself, to be honest. To grow your network, to become known, to get to do the really good investments once you've learned. So it might be strategic for you to invest alongside these renowned investors being active, so you can learn and you can build your reputation.
Sounds really good.
Yeah.
I'm a bit nervous, but to start this journey. But when you talk it, I feel more comfortable doing it.
And another thing I think you should look at and discuss, when you looked at that pitch deck and the financial prognosis, do you feel that it's clear what your money, what this funding round will be used for? Was that clear?
No, not too much, because they want to start like creating the app. They have the idea and they have all the technology. So that's where they are right now, and they really want to start just get going.
Yeah, because that can be a good, important step before you invest also. Do you really understand what your money will be used for? Because will it only be used for Isabella feeling that she needs to go to conferences all over the world and doing PR? Maybe not.
Maybe not.
Warning sign.
But I can ask her.
Yeah, sometimes you call it a lifestyle startup. And that's a warning sign, not a good one. If the founders are too focused on going around networking too early instead of building the company. And also, did you feel that the cost for building the app, are they realistic? Because often it can be like, we'll do it in 6 months for 2 million. And then 12 months later, you're still doing the iterations. You don't even have your MVP.
That's
money down
no.
drain.
Yeah, it was quite expensive to create the app. And I asked if there was like a long-going project or if there's going to be like a certain amount of time. And I don't think they haven't decided really how to do it.
And I mean, that's good. At least they don't underestimate the cost then.
No, exactly. Yeah. So that feels good.
Yeah, and flexibility can also be a very positive.
Yeah.
And hopefully they're aiming to get something out on the market quickly. You know, you've all heard of a minimum viable product, MVP. Hurry up and fail, hurry up and get out of the building. So you don't stay in and spending all of that money going to do something perfect, and then you go to the market and the market wants something else and you have to pivot to something else. Better get out there and get feedback early on, like Facebook did. They tried and tested, and if they hated it, they did something else. So they knew without spending money and time doing the wrong thing.
And then I have a question about the IP. I mean, how can I guarantee, because we hired a third part doing the app.
Okay.
How can I guarantee like everything is as it should be, so I don't get claims against me or something.
Against the company, because
Exactly.
as an investor, you're safe.
Thank you.
A passive minor investor not on the board, you will not be responsible for the company's obligations.
Okay, that's good to know.
Yeah, that has to be something you do something crazy if they're gonna pierce the corporate whale going after you. No, but you want to see that the IP ends up the ownership, even if they're using third parties, not employees, consultants, that they do give all of the IP to the company directly, so that there can be no claims that they actually own it or have entitlement for it. Oh, and the same should be with the employment agreement, of course. So you know that the IP and the founder should not own the IP. The company should own the IP.
Okay, that I'm really going to have in mind.
Yeah, that's a really good one.
And then when we talked about creating the shareholders agreement, I mean, that was a lot to think of.
Yeah, and we have a red flag about what to watch out for. But if she already had two savvy angel investors in, she most likely has an agreement. Most likely, it will be very founder friendly in the beginning. And most likely, you have to be ready that once you grow, because she was going after the world, right?
Yeah.
And you bring in venture capital or more bigger investments, that shareholders agreement will be torn up and replaced by a new one.
Oh.
So even if in the current shareholders agreement you might have a more important role, you might have a board position, you might have information rights, etc. Because you're 1 out of 4 right now, right?
Yeah.
Once somebody bigger comes in, they will tear it all up and want something else and make claims and want preferred rights, board position, veto rights, etc.
But what happened to me, to my part then?
You will probably a passive minority angel investor. You will not be able to have any impact on the company at all.
So as soon as the VC capital comes in, everything changes.
Yeah. So if you do angel investments in a company that goes for the VC, the big scaling, you have to expect that you will not be able to control or protect your investment along. You're along for the ride. Either you can aim to do a secondary sale or a quick exit, or you stay tuned and hope for the best in the end. You can affect in the beginning, but no, you're just a minority shareholder afterwards. Unless you get employed and you take a position in the company, which also happens. Angel investors being involved in the beginning and they love it so much and they have an important position, so you jump on board. But otherwise, expect that you will not be more than a minority, not being able to control or protect your investment along the ride. But you will also have a return of investment that will pay for everybody, and that you will get a payoff for everybody else's hard work if you're on top.
So it can also be a good one for me.
Whoa, yes. They did the hard work. You got all of the benefit. So
Right, we're hoping for that.
yeah, exactly. So there is a reason why we all jump on board to get to be angel investors.
Wow. So it's very exciting to start the journey.
Yeah. And also, the brag rights, if you can claim that you were one of the early investors of a new Facebook or Instagram or Oatly or whatever, I mean, everybody will be rolling the red carpet for you.
Yes.
So if you do get that big winner.
Yeah, I really believe in this company.
Yeah.
So I think it could be something really big.
That's exciting. And also, I mean, it should be stressed that being an angel investor is also about supporting a startup, supporting a brilliant founder, building that community. So that has a value in itself and can be an incredible door opener for you in many different ways.
Thank you. So yeah, I'm going to start now, and these episodes have been really helpful for me.
And hopefully all these questions that I've been dumping on Ida now can be helpful. So do review them. Do think, do I have the answers to this? Have I done a check on my Isabella, my founder? Have I heard about her before? Has she started other companies successfully or not? Is there any other angels who have done successful exits before, etc.? All of this. Use them. Ask questions. Do fall in love with the founders, but do have a sounding board. You can use us. You can use somebody else. And this is not
legal advice. this is knowledge sharing, which we are really happy to share.
Indeed.
So thank you for everything.
Thank you.
So all the angel investors, go out to the world and have fun.
And all you founders, hear this, be ready for the questions, help the angel investors to choose you.
That was a good one. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Hej då.
Hej då.